My name is Hunter Old Man Makowski Swenson, and I'm the owner and co-founder of Gamers First. Daily basis for me, it can be a little bit all over the place. My experience in gaming has been on the content side. I started out there in 2004. What's up guys, Makowski here. On the competition side, started out there in 2009. And then once I left gaming and esports, I got really involved on the sponsorships and partnerships side. So I think now my role at G1 is a little bit of a culmination of my entire life up to this point. How did I get my gamer tag? The year was 2002. I was 12 years old and Xbox Live was coming out soon, and there was a big deal made about your gamer tag and what that would look like. And so I remember spending months, almost like I was probably putting more time into researching what my gamer tag would be than my school projects at the time. Hopefully my mom's not watching this. I wanted something that was gonna give me an advantage, and I didn't know what that looked like. I just knew that I needed to play the game within the game because I wanted to, even at that time, compete professionally. I didn't know even what esports was, but I always had a desire to compete. I always grew up playing sports, and I always saw gaming as the same thing, dating back to playing Super Smash Brothers. And I'll never forget one day I was watching Dexter's Lab, and there was this character on the show that always got picked on. Ding dong ditch, lit poop on the stairs, he'd stomp out, and that man's name was Old Man Makowski. And when I heard it, I was like, holy shit, it rolls off the tongue. And most importantly, it's gonna make people think that I'm 45 years old trying to play these games. And so I thought if I went into the game with a little bit of an edge and advantage to where my opponent might take me lightly because I didn't think I would be very good, I figured I could take advantage of that, get an extra maybe 1 to 2 kills off the start, and maybe that would be the difference in winning or not. Sounds kind of crazy talking about it out loud all these years later. And especially as you get older, the gamer tag Old Man Makowski, which I made when I was 12, is, with each passing day coming more and more true to fruition. But yeah, I'll never forget showing up to MLG tournaments, going to LANs, people seeing me on site and being like, what the hell are you? I thought you were 50 years old. I was 19. So yeah, that was always a really fun moment of my life, was coming up with my gamer tag, the excitement around Xbox Live launching, being able to couch co-op and pretty much play with your friends like you would on LAN, online. It's just, again, a moment in time I'll never forget, and something I definitely look back on fondly. Favorite part about being a G1 is living out a dream I had when I was 19. I was competing on the MLG main stage. I remember walking off after beating End Result to become a Halo professional, and I just remember looking back and thinking about how cool it would be to help someone else live out this same dream down the road. And at the time, I was 19, this was 2009. I really looked up to Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. I saw how he came in and provided better amenities for the players, more support, more care. And I saw the impact he had as an owner, and I just felt like maybe someday I could do that too in gaming, and I feel like I'm living that out now at G1. First of all, that's our first passion, right? Whether you're a doctor, a football player like Kenny, a student, whatever it might be, I think as a hardcore gamer, as a passionate gamer, you identify as a gamer first. Even beyond that though, it really stands for putting the gamer first. And we had an experience at another organization in gaming and esports, one of the top OG orgs, and didn't get treated right. Got promised salary, sponsorships, didn't see any of that. And I called Kenny one day and was like, dude, look, here's the situation, here's what's going on, here's what they're offering, here's what they didn't come through on the offer with. And I asked him, I said, couldn't we just do it better ourselves? And he agreed, so that's when he took a game check, put it on G1, and the rest is history. Going into 2023, I want to continue to build on the incredible foundation that we set with Halo and really try to duplicate that in our other esports that we've gotten into, Rocket League, Trackmania, who knows what's next, Apex, Valorant, League of Legends. It all has to start with a purpose, a passion, and a why. And I think we have a really strong foundation with that in Halo. And moving forward into 2023, I want to try to make sure we can scale and duplicate that same magic that we found, lightning almost in a bottle, if you will, with other esports as well. Favorite game of all time has got to be Halo. I was thinking about this before because I figured this might get asked, but I don't think it'd be fair for me to rank 2, 3, Reach. Like, it's like ranking kids. I just don't think it's like fair to any of them. So I'm gonna just say Halo. 2 and 3 both had massive impacts on my life. And even to this day, to be involved all these years later in Halo Infinite, it's just it's a true blessing. In addition to that, my first ever PvP game was Super Smash Brothers at a bus stop with the homie about 4.5, maybe 5 miles away from my house. And I would get off early once a week at least, stop by his house, and we played Super Smash Brothers. And that was really the first time probably without even realizing it, I was 7, 8 years old, that I was involved in the PvP scene. So I think Smash was really that first game that kind of opened my eyes up to competition, just like I was used to at the time with like after school basketball, dodgeball, stuff like that. For me, my inspiration in esports is Hector Rodriguez, AKA Hex. I actually had an opportunity to shadow him for about the better part of a year back in 2017, 2018, when Infinite Esports ultimately purchased and acquired Optic Gaming. Not the fairy tale ending that we would have all liked for Hector, but maybe it was even better that I got to shadow him during that time, because I got to really see how he handled adversity. His baby had essentially gotten ripped away from his hands at that moment, and the way he just attacked every day with passion, purpose, and intensity was something that I got to see and wanted to duplicate myself. And like I said, back in 2009 when I was competing professionally, I knew maybe someday I could be involved on the ownership and leadership side. And once I saw Hex and his vlogs and the way he treated the players, put the players first, the gamers first, I just knew that that was going to be a guy that I wanted to emulate. Outside of G1, I absolutely love hanging out with my fiance. Always have dinners once a week, try to really take time in this crazy fast-paced world we live in to just put the phone away, stop, slow down, and enjoy some good company and some good food together. The best advice I could give to a content creator starting out is to hide your view count, hide your sub count. Don't look at the numbers, especially while you're streaming. Save that for afterwards. You don't want to get too deep in the analysis while you're trying to put on a show and ultimately entertain people. And I always say, if you're having fun, the viewer's having fun. Be yourself, don't try to be anything you're not. Ultimately, if it doesn't work out, who cares? You'd be streaming anyways, right? You would be pressing that button to turn on the PC or fire up Halo, Call of Duty, Apex, whatever it is anyways, right? So at the end of the day, your passion, your why for it should be, I'm gonna do this anyways. So in a lot of ways, me personally, I got my start in Halo, but G1 got its start with Destiny. I think in a lot of ways, Destiny is what actualized my dream of becoming a professional content creator. Destiny will always have a really close place to our heart and my heart. And Destiny, in a lot of ways, reminds me of those early days of the Halo 2 community. It's very grassroots. Everybody's just trying to see who's the best. There's not a bunch of, again, money or fame involved. It's just people getting together around their common bond for gaming and competing. And for me, that's one of my favorite things about Destiny, is that it reminds me a lot of those early days of Halo as well. Favorite moment from 2022 had to be the NA Super, where we got second place, fell short to Optic Gaming in the grand finals. But seeing us take that leap was super emotional for me. I always knew in my heart of hearts that our team had it in them to make that leap, to show up in the grand finals and potentially even win it. And so to see all these dreams and visions turn to actuality and reality, it was just a really special moment in my life that I'll never forget.